Eliminated from the playoffs, the Celtics announced that Danny Ainge is retiring from his duties, role of president of basketball operations, and with that, Brad Stevens leaving the bench as head coach to take over for Ainge. Now, Stevens has been the head coach since 2013, leading the Celtics to 7 straight playoff appearances, but being eliminated last night in the first round. But reports this morning say that he was worn down from that job. Brad denied that today. The search to replace Stevens already underway, with some names mentioned, including former Atlanta Hawks coach Lloyd Pierce, Lakers assistant Jason Kidd, and Clippers assistant Chauncey Billups. As for Ainge, the 62-year-old spent 18 years in the GM role, winning a championship in 2008. He also suffered 2 heart attacks while on the job in 2009 and 2019, and said that played a part in his retiring. Both Ainge and Stevens spoke about their respective moves.
The basketball is fun. I love basketball. It's been part of my whole life. And been in professional sports for 44 straight years. And I've had a lot of ups and downs and fun and sad losses. And, today is not a great day. I wish we would have, finished the year on a much better note. But I feel like there's so much hope in the Celtics going forward. And I'm excited for Brad. I think that Brad, he was born for this.
It's an honor to be trusted with this responsibility by Wick, by Pags, and then to get a chance to learn from and work alongside Danny all of this time. One of my big fears in coming here was the day that Danny decided he would step away, because when you're in coaching and you ride the waves of each win, each loss, each bad practice.
We got one black man with power. I'm talking about he's the final say on basketball. I'm not talking about black folks sprinkled here and there in the front office where you're in the room and you play a role in the decision making. And I'm talking about one dude, and his name is Masai Ujiri in Toronto. We don't even have in the NBA a black dude in the United States that's making the final call on basketball-related matters. And somehow, some way, Brad Stevens, who I like, who I believe deserves to be a head coach on this level, a shaky season, and he's going upstairs. That's my reaction to this, Max. I actually don't give a damn about anything else pertaining to the Boston Celtics right now. That's where my mind is.
All right, real quick, guys. So as you can have you seen, Brad Stevens, he was actually a former basketball head coach for the Boston Celtics. And yeah, they got eliminated in the first round with the Brooklyn Nets, against the Brooklyn Nets. And, Stephen A. Smith, he did his reaction. He talked about it. And what was very concerning, because actually this was like a little rant, but his ESPN First Take rant, when he walked off, man, he was just extremely upset. And at some point, I kind of on the side with him a little bit on that. I look at it like, okay, yeah, you see a lot of whites in the majority, they going up and like upscaling in positions, even though they're, mediocre, because they have the communications and they have the network. And why is that, predominantly 75% of African Americans that's actually dominating in the sport, especially in the NBA, are not speaking up and actually advocating for blacks to be like president of the National Basketball Association, to advocate for more black coaches. So he actually went on tangent. He was talking about with Steve Nash situation. Steve Nash had no experience prior to coaching, but he's the coach for the Brooklyn Nets. And then he had Kyrie Irving. He had Kevin Durant helping him out, giving him support. And he was just like, okay, well, all right, well, how come you're not doing that same energy? Because you see what's going on. Like, he went on a whole, rant about the George Floyd situation, as the nation seen when that knee was on his neck, that, the sympathetic and emblematic of the system it is. It's like, okay, well, this is crazy, because at the end of the day, black people, when they as soon as they're born out of the womb, right? You know, they always have somebody have their knee on their neck. And it's a somewhat I kind of agree with on the sense, but it's all depends on your personal, actions. But I think as other races, as people, I always say is that we need to continuously help and build each other up. I'm not saying people in the NBA, they need to speak up more. I mean, they should because they have like a platform, but you got a lot of them probably don't know how to or don't know what to do. And I'm looking like, well, if you not an advocate because you didn't sign up for it, even though you have a big platform, I encourage NBA players, like when they did the walkout, far as the kneeling down, I mean, I thought that was good, but then they came back and 24 hours later, start playing ball again. So I mean, you got some people that's really not really for the revolution. They just very, okay, let me just entertain my people. Yeah, I got a big platform, but I just want to go to work, play basketball, and keep moving and do whatever I can to start winning games. So, I mean, I kind of, I can't really fault him on that sense. But then again, it would be nice if you see like more black executives, people going up into the scale and becoming owners and having generational wealth. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, I mean, people, was clowning Stephen A. Smith because of the Kwame Brown situation, Kwame Brown Cook, and Kwame Brown actually said some very valid things. He was like, he waited 20 years to talk about stuff. But I mean, I think Stephen A. He's entitled to everything. He can say whatever he wants to say. I mean, he was just what Kwame Brown was saying is that you have this platform. You have people like Screaming Stephen A. Smith was getting paid billions of dollars just to talk about a sport that he was all right in, never made it to the pros, and then you sit up here and want to criticize individuals that you think they're robust or whatever for 20 years, just and you talking down your own people. So now all of a sudden you want to go in here and you want to put the trench on, like, okay, these NBA players need to stand up, they need to speak up, they need to do this, they need to do that. I mean, look, at the end of the day, man, I mean, I think what it is like people like LeBron James, I respect because not even on the court, but off the court, because he did help start the school. Even if he didn't have the means to know how to do it, he actually got the resources and the connections and the people that actually was educated enough and that had the business experience that helped him get to the school, to the point that the people in that particular district in Akron, Ohio, they can graduate and have like a 2-year scholarship to a community college or a 2-year scholarship to Ohio State University. I mean, that is really good. It helps settle them up for their children that actually support the team in Ohio, the Cleveland Cavaliers, that they getting paid for. Now they can be very successful in their own personal lives. Little things like that. If more NBA players start doing things like that, building the school or doing things outside of the community, like Kyrie Irving, I think he's doing everything he can. But I mean, are they obligated to save the community? No, but I do think they can, give back in that sense, but I mean, far as like the NBA, they don't own the NBA. They just an employer of it. Yeah, they can probably encourage, black people to be in these positions, but it's really, at the end of the day, it's kind of out of their hands, to the point like, okay, you're going to be an executive, you're going to be an owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. Your children is going to be the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers one day. I mean, it's very difficult. So, I mean, we put a lot of pressure on these NBA players. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you see them sometimes, going out and spending all this money and stuff. But, I mean, I don't think it was all forced. Maybe it was a little over excessive. Stephen A. was going all in and, saying all these elaborate words. It was all forced and stuff. But personally, I'm thinking like, okay, I mean, maybe it's just another way he just want to go ahead and just talk. And I mean, him walking out of ESPN First Take, maybe that was the right move. But at the end of the day, he's going to go back and still be on this job and talking about players. I mean, so why all of a sudden you're getting upset now? You want to do something about it. I mean, you still getting paid by ESPN and these sports centers that you don't even own. It's kind of very difficult. Like, I mean, you still got black announcers. I mean, we slowly getting there at the end of the day. I don't think it's really that bad. You have George Floyd ended up getting justice. I mean, it's a continuous journey at the end of the day, man. So, but it is what it is, man. You guys tell me what y'all think, man. You guys can literally type this in on YouTube. I mean, some people might have different rebuttals about this. Personally, I like Stephen A. Smith. I think Stephen A. Smith is a very intelligent brother. He's very entertaining. But at the end of the day, I mean, do I want NBA players to speak up on things? Yeah, I believe they should, especially if they, represent a team that's in, that's not the best far as like community-wise. I mean, because you look at it, yes, I do believe athletes are the most powerful people out here in the world. Athletes, rappers, entertainers in general. Anything they say, man, they can really influence and inspire a lot of people. But at the end of the day, man, well, it's a very hard process at the end of the day, man. You got to do what you can. I look at Stephen A. Smith. What can he do? You can use your influence. I mean, yeah, you're speaking at HBCUs, but is that enough? You know, are you going to try to help, you know, employ like different coding camps for kids, you know, so they can get into the tech industry, you know, educating them, or helping out, you know, getting in real estate, buying up homes, fixing them up, you know, for different people, buying up like a company that can help do those certain things, and then they can get affordable housing for individuals that may be less fortunate, you know, so you can at least eliminate the homeless population. The poor is always going to be amongst you, you know, at the end of the day. But even if you have a bunch of black people in these prestigious positions, I mean, it's seeing black people and black faces in executive positions, but how's that going to help the community at the end of the day? Are they going to be educated enough to help out their own people, or are they just going to be living out with different races of people, you know, and their money is going towards them, it's not multiplying? So this is a more of an internal issue. I just wish that Stephen A. Smith would kind of understand and get to the root of the issue. Okay, it's developing the businesses. We got to love each other, we got to trust each other, we got to get fathers back in the homes. I mean, people in black positions is good, you know, at the end of the day, but we don't own it. So it's what good does it, you know, for? But that's all I really have to say, man. It could be a little over exaggerated, but that's my take on it. You guys continue to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. I'm not trying to make this video too long, but that's all I want to say, man. I'm out. Deuces.